UK is not for the weak. Yes, UK is not for the weak. If you're planning to move to the UK and say you've lived in Africa for the most part of your life, but you might not have heard of mental health issues, or you might just think that's not for you, it's for some certain kinds of people. But in the UK, mental health is a very, very big issue because there are lots of stress factors here. There are things that can stress you out, and if you're not prepared, the stress can begin to get to you the moment you step foot in this country, which is why I'm going to be sharing 10 things you need to do before you get to the UK or the moment you get into the UK to make your journey smoother. If this sounds like something you're interested in, ensure to watch this to the very end and like this video right now so that YouTube can recommend it to as many people that are looking for this kind of information. Let's dive right into the video. So the very first thing is accommodation is priority. Trust me, if you don't have a place to stay as an immigrant in this country, the moment you step foot into this country, you are going to be stressed out and you don't want to be stranded at the airport or on the road. It is super cold. You don't want to deal with that. There are lots of people on the street and it's not even funny. And so what you need to do, even before stepping foot in the UK, is to sort out your accommodation. Where are you going to stay for at least the first few weeks of your arrival in the UK? I, for one, do not encourage anyone to pay like rent to any landlord before you come to the UK if you've not seen the apartment or the house you are going to be living in, because some of these landlords know you are an immigrant. They know you don't know what to look out for in a house that you're about to rent or move into, so you can easily fall for scam, you can easily get duped, you can easily get into trouble, you can easily get a house that you cannot live in, except you have someone that can do your viewings for you. Say you have a relative or you have a friend or you have someone that you're in touch with and they can actually do viewings for you, then fine, and you are satisfied with the viewings they've done for you, then you can get an accommodation. But if not, I would suggest you get, say, a hotel accommodation or even an Airbnb that you can stay for the first few weeks while you do your viewings. You can look up this accommodation option on sites like Zoopla, Open Rent, Rightmove, or even Gumtree. Okay, they are very good options and you'll be able to make your choice from there. The next thing you want to do is to assess your relationships. Okay, so when I say relationships, assess people that have been living in the UK or are already here that can give you like first-hand information of their experiences and what you need to look out for, and make, say, mental adjustment and preparations, because information is key. If you don't know anything, if you don't know anyone and you don't have these honest conversations before you get here, trust me, you're going to be shocked by lots of things. You're going to be beyond shocked. Yeah, you're going to be shocked. So you need to like assess the relationships you have and also have honest conversations with them. It will give you a cushion, if you know what I mean, from the culture shock the moment you step into this country. It will make you prepared for the change you're about to experience. And trust me, as much as the UK is beautiful, it's also filled with lots of distractions, and clarity is key in taking the leap, if you know what I mean. The next thing is finances. Once you arrive, having access to money is very, very crucial. From the moment you step foot in the airport on arrival, you start spending money. So you want to open like online accounts like Monzo, like Revolut, to make your journey a lot easier. Then after you settled in within the first few weeks, then you can go to open a physical bank account. Ensure you are financially prepared from day one. It will make your journey a whole lot easier. The next thing you need to do is to sort out your mobile connectivity. So I know some people get free SIM cards when they apply for their visas from the biometric centers, while some other people can get free SIM cards even at the airport when they arrive. The moment you arrive, you need to put that SIM card in your mobile phone so that you can connect to the UK network, and then you can make calls, because you need the internet for visually everything, for direction, because you need your map to know where you are going. You need your map, you need the internet for communication with people, you need to make calls, internal calls, which is visually free on all networks. So you need to do that. And you can get connectivity on any of the networks like Vodafone, like O2, like EE. So you can use that free SIM from the very first moment you step foot in the UK. Then later on, say the next few weeks, you can go on to get like a longer term contracts if you want a more permanent SIM from any of the network providers. If you are in the healthcare industry or you are going to be working in healthcare, the next thing you want to do is to sort out your DBS, apply for your DBS check. This is one thing that delay a lot of people when they start looking for a job. So they don't know that they need to do a DBS check until it gets to that stage of their application, and then the employer tells them they need a DBS check and they're like, what? And then after applying for the DBS, they need to wait at least 14 days to get the results of the check before they can proceed with the application. So you can save yourself a whole lot of time by applying for this DBS certificate yourself. I think right now it costs about £21 or thereabouts, and once you get the certificate, you can put it on update service, which is valid for a year, and you can always submit that particular certificate to any employer that you're applying to. You don't need to apply for the DBS for every job application. All right, so the earlier you apply for the DBS, the faster your chances of starting a job. Whether you're a student or a worker on a skilled worker visa, you need to have a clear visa plan and also your exit strategy. So if you're a student, for example, from the moment you step foot into the UK and you start studying on that course, you need to start thinking about your post-study opportunities or how to get a skilled worker visa if you want to move on to that. And if you are on a skilled worker visa, you want to start thinking about your long-term career goals and make adjustments if necessary as you go along. Having a framework will give you a sense of direction, and speed in the right direction is very essential for this journey. The next thing you need to prepare for is culture shock. Guys, culture shock is real from the unpredictable weather. Like one moment it can be very sunny, and the next moment it can be raining, the next moment it can be very, very chilly. Yeah, even if the weather forecast tells you it is 14 degrees, you might be cold. It will tell you 14 degrees but feels like -5. Yeah, so you need to prepare yourself for the culture shocks around here, to make cultural adjustment. Basically, like when someone calls you darling or my love, they don't mean it in a romantic way, if you know what I mean. They're just being friendly and being cautious towards you. So you need to mentally prepare yourself to make that adjustment, and also to make adjustment like calling people by their first names. For example, you can call somebody that is as old as your grandfather by their name and they will not even be offended. Like, they expect you to call them by their names, if you know what I mean. So you need to prepare yourself mentally for that and make that adjustment. You need to prepare yourself for those cultural adjustments and not to take some of those things or any of those things too serious. The next thing you need to do is to join communities, be it your national community, your school community, your professional community, or even your spiritual community. Joining a community can make your transition a whole lot smoother than you can ever think. So join a community, be very active, and focus on building positive connections. Okay, positive connections. This is very, very important. The next thing you need to know is not all advices are equal. All right, in as much as it is very good to take advices from people, some people tend to project their fears onto you from the advices they give to you. Learn to filter the advice that you receive from people as you come into the UK. Yeah, a lot of people will be telling their experiences, things to do, things not to do, and all of that. Learn to filter the experiences using your circumstances and your personal goals. Know what to pick and what card. All right, so learn to filter the advices you get to make the most of the time that you have. And finally, you need to stay on top of the immigration changes and policies happening in the UK by the Home Office and the UK government. So you need to stay on top of that to know what changes have been made to applications almost on a daily basis. You need to stay on top of that to know what changes have been made to the immigration policies across the UK to see how it affects you, and yeah, what you need to do, the adjustments you need to make. On that note, I'll encourage you to subscribe to this channel if you've not done that, because on this platform we share a whole lot of information regarding changes in the UK immigration policy, job opportunities for immigrants, how migrants can thrive in the UK, job application processes, visa sponsorship opportunities. We share all of these opportunities, and we also share information on how you can also migrate to other European countries like US, Canada, and the rest of them. So you would want to consider subscribing. To that effect, if you've not watched this next video about how to get a skilled worker visa in the UK in 2025, you would want to go watch it right now. And let's hear your thoughts in the comment section regarding all of these things we've said. What are the things you think we should mention and we have not mentioned? We want to hear you in the comment section. And until I come your way again, see you in my next video. Bye bye.